Look what my missus found in a thrift store the other day. $10 no less. This SX4 radio amplifier assembly, as you can see, but it's the 6-pack. My boy's SX4 only has the single disc, and yeah, he does actually, believe it or not, like some of my stuff which I have on disc, so it'd be nice if he had a opportunity to have 6 discs. So here's really the primary reason to change this radio, guys. Can you see? I know we're in bright sunlight here. Let me put you in shadow. The display is gone. Segments in the display have disappeared over the years, so you really can't tell what channel you're on, or you know what mode you're in. It's difficult to tell. I haven't actually plugged it in yet, but judging by the amount of wear on the face, it looks like it's got far less use than mine. However, the one selection here is collapsed. I think the return spring is gone, so I'm gonna take it apart and see what the story is. So it's just a couple of screws around the periphery of the faceplate here. However, that tab has been broken, and there is a screw missing on the side here. Worrisome. Okay, face is removed. There's a board on it. You can see his small connector, as you can imagine. So just zip these couple of screws out, see if we can get access to that switch. So not quite what I expected. This is just a little number 1 switch that is sunk. I kinda expected to see a little return spring or something under there, but it doesn't seem to be. It's just a function of the little, I won't call them membrane switches, but that's feels fine. However, that looks like it's out of alignment. That's what the issue is. It's out of alignment, so it's not lining up. Let's see if I can sort this. Yeah, so just coaxed it back into what looks like alignment. You can see, of course, the illumination LEDs, the back lighting LEDs. Square it up. Let's see. We'll give it a shot. That's all we can do, you know. I guess I'm optimistic. I'm gonna try and polish a few of the scratches out of the display lens face here. As you can see, the production date on this radio looks like it's September 08. My boy's SX4 is a 2007 model. As far as I know, the connector configuration pinout hopefully is the same. Hopefully, he says. Turn it on. Turn that down before I get a strike here. Let's go to the FM. Here we go. Yes, all the buttons are operative. I'll tell you a story here in just a second. All the different modes. CD. There's nothing in. There's only a CD and one. I've only loaded it with one. Yeah, Pursuit of Happiness. If you don't know them, go check them out. Moberg, Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah, so everything's operative now. This is a couple of days later, guys. What happened initially, and I can't really explain this phenomenon, but I've had it happen before. But I suspect any electronics that have sat dormant for extended periods of time, sometimes when you first power them up, the capacitors just don't cooperate. That's the technical explanation. They don't cooperate. And yet, if you leave it, in this case, we left the radio for, it was like on the 2nd day. That's why this is a couple of days later. Now everything is actually operative. And it was strange because the button affixed was good, but selections 2, 4, and the AM/FM mode selection wasn't working. really strange. I took it all apart again, looked at the board, couldn't see anything obvious, right? And you couldn't actually get into the audio mode either, where you could change your audio selections. So let me go back to the radio here for a second, just so I don't get yeah, just so I don't get a copyright strike. You guys know what I mean. Unless there's anything the right rear speaker. That one is not working. So I doubt the pinout is different. It's possible. I'm going to take the door apart and get a look. I'll just pull the speaker out here and get a look. My boy's not sure if this channel was actually operative before or not. He didn't notice, so not sure. We'll start with the speaker. Right, so I've got the speaker out. I think there's a good chance it might be the speaker here, guys, for the simple reason. That looks pretty corroded, doesn't it? That no doubt goes off to the voice coil permanent magnet speaker, 4 ohms. Let's see how we're doing here. So this is the one I retrieved from the scrapyard. I've already checked it. It does in fact ring out at close to 4 ohms. .7-ish. Alright, let's check this one. Let's hope it's open circuit. If not, the issue is a wee bit more complicated, I guess. It is, in fact, open circuit. Let's double check. Continuity here. Yeah. Let me go down line here, past the corrosion there. Maybe it'll work. Maybe not. Yeah, plug it in. See what happens. It's looking like it could be the speaker though, isn't it? Big, it works. It was in fact the speaker, so all good. So yeah, back to, I've had this before, where if you have aged electronics, they may not function initially. And then when power has been on them, I don't know, I can't explain the phenomenon in technical detail, but I think it's got something to do with the capacitor function. They can essentially rejuvenate. I know that's not very satisfying, the explanation, but I've seen this before, where initially aged electronics that haven't been powered up for quite some time, they can act strange, and then leave them, and they can actually, the function restored. And again, I think it's an issue with the capacitors, the dielectric ones, I think in particular, but I don't know that for a fact, guys. If anybody does know that for a fact, put it in the comments, and yeah, maybe we'll have a more satisfying explanation. Anyway, that's that converted 6 disc, all good, all the channels are operative. Clearly that speaker had not been working for some time, looking at that corrosion, and yeah, that's it, boys. Cheers.